What's up, YouTube? Back in the garage. Louise back at it. Just want to do a quick little update on the Mongoose trike project. Kind of have a mock-up. We got the differential here in the garage, and kind of have a mock-up on the frame. Looks like it's gonna fit good. It's gonna clear that brake mount, and it's gonna fit pretty good. I just need to go and get some spacers. So I'm gonna measure how much spacers I need on each side, and that should fit pretty good. The wheels are in the shop. I gotta go get those re-spoked, or they're going to the shop. I gotta get those re-spoked. But I got the same motor. I got the same MY20 motor as on my Razor. So I got the same MY20 as on my Razor. So that motor with this gearing going straight back to this tooth, because there's nowhere else to put on a sprocket. There's nowhere else to put on the sprocket. I took this apart probably 5 times and try to find, I could weld it on the back of here and do all kind of stuff, but this coupler takes this proprietary sprocket, the way it's designed, and the only way to keep two-wheel drive in the system is to pretty much weld onto this coupler, but this coupler is nylon. So pretty much I'm gonna make a jack shaft with this, and from the jack shaft I'm gonna go back to this rear diff. Now if I don't make a jack shaft, the sprocket I have on the motor is 11 tooth, and this biggest tooth is a 28 tooth, so that'll be a 2.5 ratio, and that'll burn up the motor real quick. And I think on the computer it said that's like a 100 mile an hour or something like that, and I only need 100 miles an hour out of a trike. So to make the jack shaft, what I did is I took the rear hub out of the rear rim from the Mongoose, because I don't need the rear rim. This rear tire is going to be a spare for the front tire and the inner tube, and really the rim also is going to be a spare for the front tire. So really I got a spare tire, a spare tube, and a spare rim for the front. And I tore apart the hub. So basically I just cut the hub out. I'm not going to reuse these spokes. So I just cut the hub out. And what I'm about to do now is I'm going to take off this freewheel, because I want this freewheel on here. This is a 12 tooth. So this 12 tooth freewheel. And then what I found out also, this is a 44 millimeter bolt pattern. So if your rear hub comes with disc brakes, it also has the same 44 millimeter bolt pattern. So what you could do is just simply put this sprocket onto here, and now essentially what you have, let me get some of this stuff out the way. So if you put this sprocket onto here, with that sprocket and this you could keep this freewheel on here if you want to, but I want the gear ratio a little bit lower, so that's why I bought the 12 tooth. So I'm about to take off the freewheel now, and I'm gonna make a jack shaft out of the rear tire.
1 minute 37 seconds later.
I took the disc brake off, I put this sprocket on, and it just bolts up. That's a 44 millimeter pattern. And I took this 7-speed off, and I put this single speed. You can keep the 7-speed on if you want. And now essentially what you have here, let me go into the sun, guys. Essentially what you have is a jack shaft. So you got a jack shaft. I'm gonna use the 44 coming from the motor. So 11 to 44, 12 going to the 28. And then I'm gonna still keep the stock chain. The chain is just gonna be stuck on this lowest cog. That lowest cog is a 16 tooth. This is gonna be a 95% electric bike, 5% pedal. So I'm gonna still keep the chain for legality reasons, of course. But I'm a couple the jack shaft onto this last 28 tooth sprocket. So once again, coming from the MY20T, I have an 11 tooth that's going to go to this 44 tooth, which is going to come out of this 12 tooth, which is going to go into this 28 tooth. So I'm just going to weld up some brackets and find somewhere to mount this jack shaft, and then find somewhere to mount the motor, which shouldn't be too hard. The jack shaft, you know, it comes with knobs, so I just got to find 2 more bolts and a washer, and that'll be a pretty easy mount. So that'll leave me with a final gear ratio of around 9.3 and a top speed of around 32 miles an hour, and that's exactly where I want to be with a trike. You know, I want to carry some weight with this guy. I want to do a little bit of towing, so I kind of want to get this guy down, and that should save the life of this little MY22 motor. So I got another one of these guys. This is my Razor. This is my beautiful Razor, and this is my other toy. I'm gonna take this guy out for a ride today also. Yeah, so I got an MY20T just for this trike, and that should go to around 9.3 to 1, and that should be exactly where I want to be. But this little quick video, or part 2 of the trike build, I just wanted to show you how to make a quick jack shaft, a quick 410 icicle chain jack shaft for basically this sprocket was 19 bucks and this 12 tooth was 11 bucks. But you don't have to buy this if you want to keep a 7-speed. So really for $22 and parts you already have in your garage, you could buy you can make you a jack shaft. So I just wanted to show you guys what's been going on. So this is basically going to be part 2 of the trike build. I got her mocked up. She's definitely going to need some spacers on both sides. The wheels are in the shop right now, getting those laced up. And yeah, so part 3 hopefully should be on her feet. All right guys, about to go on a ride. No Easy out.